Hello, hello, Angela here, and we are back with our new Craft With Me series, the Craft With Me mini album mini. And we are making a quick little mini album. Now I've decided on this that we are going to use the 1, 2, 3 method and the 3, 2, 1 method. Which means that this page and this page are going to look alike with different papers. And if one flips this way or that way, then the other one will flip the opposite way. And it's the same way with page 5. It will look like page 2, but instead of flipping out this direction, page 5 will fold out the other direction. And then page 6 will look just like page 1, and it will flip up. It won't flip down, but it will have the same closure as well. So we've used this kind of closure, we've used a magnetic closure, and this time we're going to use a tuck closure. So let's make this page. Now I've gone ahead and cut my papers out. As we've gone through this, we've seen how to do the hearts with the washi tape underneath. So I've gone ahead and done that. The only thing you want to do on this sawtooth method, and I'll explain it when we get to it, is that you are going to have to match these up for this paper to close correctly, this page. So this time I've cut paper that looks like this. It can still be used for a picture or journaling. Let me find a piece of paper to put under here so you don't get mixed up with those two white pages together. Let me just cut this off a little bit. Make it a little easier on both of us. Oops! There goes a page. Okay. Let's put this under here so that that white on white is not disturbing us. The first thing we're going to do is ink this up. I'm trying to decide which way this goes. This flower, I think it goes this way. Oh yeah, the words. Look for the script. If the script is upside down, the page will be upside down. There's a hair there. So this album is kind of a twofold for me. I had a couple reasons for wanting to make it. One was to try out that new spine closure. And the other was that I wanted to get a little bit of practice working with white paper. I'm kind of a sloppy sloppy crafter sometimes with the ink gets on your hands, and then it gets on your paper, and it's just messy, you know. Part of the problem with inking is that your sponge starts breaking down. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. Anyway, it won't focus for you. I'm sorry. The sponge starts breaking down, and the little spongy top things start falling off. Those sprinkle down on your mat. Then they sprinkle down on your paper. And you do this. You wipe it away, and guess what? It leaves behind an ink stain. That's what happened to my green mat, is it just became really super stained from all the inking. Let's let that one dry. And I have this one. So I'm curious, what paper pad are you using for this? Did you pick one out? Are you giving this mini album mini a quick try? Using the 1-2-3 method and the 3-2-1, this should be a fairly fast album for you. If you need to make one to go to a baby shower or, I don't know, bridal shower, quick gift, Mother's Day gift for mom, even a little quick Father's Day gift or a grandma gift. Grandmas like gifts. Then it would be a speedy album to make in just a couple hours. Well, maybe a day, depending on how quickly you work. But by cutting out the 1-2-3 method, 3-2-1, you would cut your papers the same for 2 pages. So, you know, 1 and 6 are the same, 2 and 5 are the same, 3 and 4 are the same. So it makes it fairly quick just because you're cutting out and making a couple of pages that are just alike, except for they flip out opposite from each other, which changes it up a little bit so it doesn't feel like your book is repetitive. Okay. I've gone ahead and inked those. Hopefully they'll dry a little bit before we use them, because I'm really practicing trying to make this clean. I do find that this linen book cloth does seem to get dirty real easy. But we will be covering that with maybe the pink paper. I haven't decided yet. Had to look and see if I sliced it up here. I sliced up the light colored one. But we'll see what we can find to go in there. I think it'd be kind of cool if I could. I have some silver glitter paper. With the silver glitter that we have on these, it could work. But that's probably not what I will do. Okay, now this is not going to cover this whole page. The reason for that is because of this. This page is going to flip out that way. This is going to be your tuck closure on it. So we want to apply this page with some room on each side. And there we go. Applied. Now we're going to apply this one. I see some of my washi tape is showing through there, but that's okay. Now we're going to apply this piece. This is our tuck pocket. It's going to go close to the bottom here, but I was talking to you about the sawtooth edge. Oh, I should have put that page on, darn it. I didn't. That page needed to be under that page. Well, you're not going to see me do it. I'm going to... I'll put it on here and then I'll have to put an additional piece on it. Right here. This, I should have put this on first, and I don't think I can get my paper up. It's too late. Yeah. I think it'll be too late. You know, we do make mistakes. It's easy to do when we're thinking about something and trying to explain it. And of course, I'm trying to do it quickly for you. What I'm going to do, I'm going to cut that a little bit thinner here and tuck it under. So this is how you fix this kind of mistake before your glue dries all the way. You just make your fold a little smaller. I'm glad we caught it right now and not in a couple minutes. By catching it right now, at least we can fix it. Oh, there went some ink. I see it. See that? I got it wet and it inked me. And it inked my page. But I don't think you'll be able to see it once it's all covered up. I don't think you'll notice it. And if I have some white ink, I'll use that to try and cover it, or maybe a little touch of white paint. Okay, now we have this on. Put this on first. Then put this piece of paper on. Then close this and line up your sawtooth edge. Make sure your glittery part, or whatever it is that you want up, is showing. And push those together. So see, this is going to come up just slightly from the bottom so that it doesn't interfere with the hinge system. And remember, on this one, you are only applying glue to the side, the bottom, and the side, because you're making a little pocket closure, a little pin tuck closure. So the idea is that you want this sawtooth to kind of match up here. Okay. Now, the way this will work is this is going to become our closure under here. But in order for that to work, we have to apply this on here before we put the paper on. Or I guess we could do it after we do the paper. Let's see. Yeah, you know what? I think it'll look fine. So, I'm going to apply the paper first. And then I'm going to put the heart over the paper. Because I like the heart and I want it to show. There's a little bit of pink right on the tip of my glue bottle. I'll have to remove that. Now, I didn't bring this all the way to the edge of the heart. I left a little space there. I just kind of thought it looked nice that way. and emphasize the hearts. But if you would like, you could run a little piece of ribbon there or something like that. Okay, let's go to the inside. And I've chosen to put a lined paper in there to write on. Oh, I must have cut this one for something else. My goodness, it's a little bit short. Let me see here. What do I have to fix that with? I have to grab paper out of my basket over here. So we're going to cut a new one and make it just slightly longer. That one was just a little too short for me. Looks like it needs to go right about there. I think we'll be okay on the length. It's a little bit short. We could use this one. Let's use this one. No. Can I do that? Doesn't go over here, does it? I have to make sure it doesn't go somewhere first. I don't think it does. Okay, let's use it because it matches this scroll work anyway. Maybe it was originally the one I was going to cut and I got sidetracked. It's easy to do. If you're me, it's easy to do. I do find it's quite simple to get distracted when you're doing the scrapbooking like this and you're making albums as you go. This will be a good paper to use in our album for tucking in another page. There, that'll look better. Okay, let's go ahead and ink that one up. Need to take that eraser and get that mark off of there. I don't want to ink up my mat. There we go. Let's let that one dry. And we will apply this one while that one is drying. Let's get rid of that. Okay, so this one will go here. Yes. Okay, once again, I'm leaving a little space with there. A little white showing. Okay. Let's apply this piece. Oh, it's still not dry. So I'm going to dry it off with my towel. Need to get my baby wipes in here and dry some out so that I can use those to wipe things off with. I guess they work really great. The dried out baby wipes. I bought sensitive formula. Sensitive wipes just in case my paper is too sensitive. I'm just kidding. Thought it sounded good though. Okay, look at that. Nice. This is a nice little album. Okay, I'm going to apply this one first. And right about there looks like the center to me. So, I'll apply the glue to this top part. I'm going to go ahead and wipe that in because I don't want it all leaking out. Because I don't want to get my glue everywhere. Okay, now let's apply the other one. We'll put glue on the whole piece this time. And we'll glue the whole thing down. One on the paper. Let me get rid of that ribbon. And we'll match it up with the one on the bottom. Yep. And there we go. Now to find out if it works. Ready? Shall we find out if it works? So you give it just a little bandy and it goes under. As you work it, it will get better. This will get better, but let's let it dry right now. The book's a little bit stiff, but if it doesn't work, you can always do a magnet here and bring it down, or we can do another tie section, or you can just leave it. But I think that'll work. Nice, pretty, fast, very fast, isn't it? Oh, I gotta leave it alone. I'm messing it up by messing with it because that glue is not dry. Okay, Angela, leave it alone. Okay. Okay, I will. I'll leave it alone. Okay. Oh, time for a sip of coffee. I've had a wonderful little headache today. There's really nothing wonderful about them. I get some Whoppers. Sometimes they can last 4 or 5 days, up to a week. And, but thankfully I have migraine medication I can take. I get 2 kinds of migraines. One is called a vestibular migraine. And it is the pits. And it affects your hearing, your vision, my vision. It doesn't affect yours when I get a migraine. That would be terrible, wouldn't it? Okay, so when we do this one this time, let's apply this first so we can line up those sawtooth edges. And then I get regular migraines. I didn't always have the vestibular migraines. I've just about always gotten headaches. But they didn't become migraines until, gosh, I don't remember. I think it was in my 20s maybe. maybe 17. I don't know. I started getting my regular migraines. I think I was in my 20s. Might have been after my daughter was born. Anyway, it doesn't matter when they started coming. They did, and thankfully I'm able to control them with medication and live without extreme pain. So the vestibular migraines, though, are a little different. Those came on 6 years or so ago. I was around a bunch of people, and there was a lot of extreme noise. A lot of kids screaming and stuff. They were playing, but they were just shrill. And I got this vestibular migraine for the first time. And I was down for 4 months with vertigo. Couldn't even walk without using a cane. Here I was trying to take care of my mom and dad. I had to finally stay home for a while. My brother had to really come and help out. My sister must have came and helped out too. Not me, but my husband helped me. But anyway, they finally figured out they were vestibular migraines. The same migraine medication does help with them. But they're pretty awful. So enough of that. I don't want to get one by talking about one. Gosh, it'd be terrible to talk about it and then get one. But I guess having a little headache today brought it up. But I'm drinking coffee. I think that'll help. This piece looks crooked. You can see it gets a little further away from my dots there. Well, we'll see how it looks on the paper. If it looks bad, we'll redo it for sure. You know, this is a crazy color. I should be using like a vintage color, huh? But I love this color. Raspberry pinks and purples, and you'll see that in my work. I tend towards pinks and greens. I have to force myself out of that mode. And that's why I did the Stamperia Blues, is because I needed to get out of my pink and green mode. But I have one coming up that is fabulous. After the Roses and Lace, which is pinks and greens, by the way. And, oh, don't put that down yet. This goes down first. And I did leave room, right? Yes, I did. But I have one coming up that is just amazing. I don't know when I'll get to it, but... And the album's been dancing around in my head. Oh my goodness. I don't do a lot of holiday albums. I'm not that specific with them usually. I guess that they would be great to have a Christmas album each year, Or maybe a holiday album would work for someone like me. I don't know. You know, just so that I could put all my holidays in one album for the year. Might try that for 2020. Something new. But, so I don't tend much towards those, although I do love the fall. I love the colors of fall, but that's more of a season, you know, doing a seasonal album. I don't know. I think that would be nice. I would like to do one. Okay. I see a pencil line down along this edge. Why is that? I wonder if I picked up some dirt or something on it. Didn't it? We're not going to see it anyway, are we? I'm trying to be a perfectionist with it. Okay. Now this one is going to probably be a little bit shorter. The reason is because our pages are starting to bend. Okay, so it is going to go right there. Well, that's right about where the other one was. Only 3 sides. Side 1, the bottom, and side 2. And this is just our little tuck pocket. I'm calling it a pin tuck, but it's not really a pin tuck. Not like in sewing anyway. But oh goodness. But I'll tell you, I got this idea, well, from other scrapbookers and junk journalists. They use a lot of these closures on their albums. Oh goodness, ink! It's ink! Okay, this one goes here. Oh, I love that with the birds. I love birds. They're so precious. Love to watch them at the feeders. Oh my gosh, we have so many. Of course, we've been here for almost 40 years. And sorry, olded myself. I'm sorry. I don't feel old at all. I am young, 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 young. So, anyway, feeding the birds. We have fed the birds since we've been here. And we have just hundreds that come to the feeders every day. And we have all kinds of birds. They all just get along, except for when the hawks come. And they only come one at a time, but sometimes we have a red-tailed hawk that's here. And sometimes, most times, we have this little falcon that comes. And the adults used to come, and for the last year we've had a young falcon here. And the first, I worried about him the first couple times. I know it's terrible, but you know, it's the way things go, is that that's the way God planned it. They have to eat. But I felt kind of bad for the young one at first because he could not catch a bird for the life of him. And I was starting to worry about him because he's looking kind of scrawny. And he finally learned how to catch his prey. and was able to start eating. Now he's super good at it. And you go out and look by the bird feeders, and we've got him hidden underneath the trees, but he is so slick at flying and stuff that he flies right under those trees and swoops them right off of their feeding stations. So we have quite a few trees that are got a lot of feathers under them, unfortunately. But there's nothing we can do. I mean, usually it's the slower ones that are the old ones that get caught. Oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I'm going to leave that under there. It helps. Oh, my dots. I'll show you what I'm going to use those for here in just a second. So anyway, this is going to be a quick mini series today. So, what will you need to do while we're away from each other? Well, we worked on 1, 2, 3, and now we're working on the 3, 2, 1 method. So, you can go ahead and do method 2 and 1 again on page 5 and 6 if you would like. And the next time we meet, we'll work on front and back covers. How's that sound? Okay, I didn't like this just being kind of solid there. So I was going to say, do you think that it should be a tuck? I mean, we could make the tuck there just to make it differently. Or should we tuck it underneath? I guess we'll tuck it underneath. Anyway, I felt this looked kind of plain and I wanted to decorate it up a little bit. So I think I will make it into a little tiny belly band. It'll be a very small section. We don't want it to tear the paper off or anything. So there are things you can do when you do this 3, 2, 1 method to change the pages. Of course, changing them with just the paper helps. Here's 1 heart, here's 2. I think I'll make this a little bit shorter this time so it doesn't have to tuck under so far. Okay. It does help putting the mat underneath of it. That helps tremendously. Oh, look at that. It's not ready to bend. There's a little tuck in there. Just a little pin tuck closure, a little tuck. So, again, You're doing the 1, 2, 3 method and the 3, 2, 1. So, if you would like to go ahead and do this page, page 5, it'll look just like 2, except for it's going to fold out this way. You can go back and watch the first video if you want, but remember, I cut this piece out of a 12-inch piece of paper. I scored it in 3 areas, and then I cut it off by, what was it, 1/2 inch, somewhere in there, and I folded it up for a 2 1/4 inch pocket. So that was a whole 12-inch piece of paper, here to there, to there, here to there, here to there. You can't see it if I'm way over there, can you? And this is its own paper here. But yes, please go ahead and don't forget 4 magnets. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I will get mine ready, and then we will go on to the inside covers, and if we have time that day, we'll do the outside. So, and that'll make this go a lot quicker for each of us. So, and I'd still like to put a little hole in there and put something, but I'm not going to. I think I could rivet here and put some charms on. Don't know, haven't decided yet. I'd have to practice riveting on a thick piece of cardboard like this. Oh, and we do have these to do. 1, 2, 3. We don't have one there. So we might just use this color paper. Or maybe we'll use ribbon. Hard to say. So anyway, I will see you back in a day or so. And I look forward to seeing your pages. You are welcome to email me a picture. My email is on my YouTube channel page, and you could email me. And I will get back to you. I'd love to see what you come up with. And let me know how you're doing. And I will talk to you soon. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you in a few days. Bye-bye for now.